Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Godzilla podcast. Well, this is it. The big release date. I'm sure by now all us Godzilla fans have had a chance to look at the teaser trailer, as it's being called now officially by Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures. It says so itself on their official Godzilla website, which if you go now and you type in GodzillaMovie.com, instead of redirecting you to their Facebook site, it goes straight to their new website for the upcoming movie. So yeah, it's an official teaser trailer, as they call it. And again, all of us have had a good chance now to look over it, and it looks like most of America has as well, because it's trending on the top 5 spots. I saw one, for example, on Yahoo, where it showed up as number 4 as the most searched option. It says Godzilla trailer. So very, very good stuff. So in this podcast, I'm going to review the trailer for you here. Again, I cannot post any images related to the trailer, as weird as it sounds. It looks like Warner Brothers and Legendary, they're allowing people to embed the trailer within their own websites, because clearly so many other fan sites out there have this left and right. But any sharing of the images themselves, they're still considered kind of copyrighted, so I don't want to mess with that just in case. So in terms of this review, just like with regards to anything else I've done in the past, I highly recommend everybody to take a chance and bring up the trailer itself. Again, it's on GodzillaMovie.com, or if you go to their Facebook site, it's there too. Or if you go to any of the myriad of the fan sites out there, like Any Cool News, Superhero Hype, USA Today, even all these sites, they have the Legendary Warner Brothers trailer itself posted as embed, so you can see it on there. So when you have a chance, bring it up and then play it along with me. I'll advise you when to stop, so that way we can talk together with regards to what's seen, and then that way together we can go over bit by bit and analyze what's happening within the trailer itself, and that way we can share our thoughts together. So yeah, to go ahead and do that right now. And then in the meantime, the interesting thing about this trailer is that, yes, this is the trailer, the teaser that was leaked a couple of weeks back. This was the one that showed the handheld shot of somebody recording their computer monitor, and it's shot by shot the trailer itself that was leaked, that I had talked about on my blog. And so to me, at least, it's not really anything new surprising, but for those of you that haven't had a chance, that didn't catch that trailer at the time before it was pulled from all resources, this was your chance now to see it and be as geeked out as I was whenever I first saw it on here. So with regards to the teaser trailer, nothing new if those of us saw the leaked one before, but for those of us that have only gotten the little snippets from the Comic-Cons, and that's about it, this one is it. This is the official teaser trailer that everybody was so excited about. So anyways, let's go ahead and hit play on with the trailer itself, and you'll see that the first couple of seconds are the dual logos of Warner Brothers and Legendary. Again, key thing to note on there, pause it if you'd like in the meantime, is that this is the only time that you'll see those two logos together for the Godzilla franchise. If it goes forward in the future, I thought that article said that it's going to be Universal Studios that's going to do this with Legendary Pictures, but now I'm hearing otherwise. But I don't know, I guess that's something else for the future, a couple of years on past. So who knows if in the future it'll say Universal Studios and Legendary Pictures for a future Godzilla movie or not. So anyways, as the trailer starts out, it's the acting the voice of David Stratham. Go ahead and pause it at 10 seconds if you'd like, and it's a clear shot of him as he's talking to a set of troops. It looks like they're underneath some kind of canopy, and it's a group of troops all together all at once. The background looks to have some kind of jungle setting, and based on the maps that are there in the background, one can see that it looks like they're in some kind of island of some sort. Could this be the island that's right off the San Francisco Bay Area that was kind of leaked a couple of months or so back with regards to one of the behind the scenes pictures? I don't know, but it's presumably yes on there. Or this could be another island in another part of the world where Godzilla interacted, or some of the other monsters interacted with the humans on there. But this is where his character is talking about them going into unforeseen circumstances, something to the effect that this is not something that any of them have done before, but that their courage and what they're about to do, and that he 100% acknowledges that they're pretty much the right team for it. So go ahead and click play, and as it plays along, you'll see some other images start to pop up. If you pause it at about 16 seconds or so, you'll see that now here's a crystal clear shot of one of the paratroopers, and it is the main character, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Previously in the leaked trailer, it was very hard to make out who that was, but now here one can clearly see that it is him. So this lucky guy, lucky of course being sarcastic, he's the one that has to dive into this city where who knows who's in there. Of course there's going to be Godzilla, but in their minds they have no idea of the danger that they're about to go, but sure enough it's going to be him. So, and what I love about this scene is that there's this whole trailer, the cinematography is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, very stark and bright and colorful colors. I still have it paused, by the way, on 16 seconds, so I'll let y'all know again when to hit play if y'all want to go side by side with me. The one thing I noticed on this trailer is that it is not following that ugly mantra that a lot of new movies tend to do, where they're desaturating their colors, so that blue now looks like a darkish blue, red now looks like a cross between a red and brown, yellow especially now looks something more orange. One can tell that the cinematographer on this, the guy Seamus, who was previously on Avengers and who I talked about a long time ago with regards to the leak that he was going to be a cinematographer, that if he followed the formula they did in Avengers, he was going to have bright, very clear, abstract colors all together at once. That's what I like about this. But it still looks lifelike, it still looks realistic. But it's not that ugly, desaturated color mode that I was talking about earlier. So go ahead and hit play on there, and you'll see that the paratroopers, they're all nervous. I mean, it's clear that what they're about to face is going to be huge. This is not something that they're used to. And as the trailer goes, they jump off. It looks like a very large cargo plane, and there's the distinct red plumes coming off of them. Now go ahead and if you pause it at 36 seconds or so, you'll see that these plumes are actually attached to their feet. One can presume that the reason they're doing this is because the area they're about to embark on, they need a way to be able to track themselves, and not something in terms of like radar or something in terms of GPS, but something more along the lines of a physical way to track themselves. And what better way to do that than to have some kind of flares attached to themselves. So go ahead and hit play on here, and you'll see that they're falling clearly towards the ground. And as the clouds descend in a very beautiful shot, pause it at 45, you'll see that it's a clear, huge distance still to how far they fall in. Very, very beautiful shot that's on there right now. Kudos goes off again to Gareth Edwards for the stark imagery that he's creating on here, because that could have just looked like any shot in terms of the clouds that you've seen in hundreds of other movies, but here it has a very, very distinctive look to it. So again, big kudos to him. So go ahead and hit play then, and you'll see that they're falling. There's lightning, huge plumes of lightning that are in and around them. A POV shot, it looks like, of one of the soldiers. Now pause it at 56, and you'll see that here we have a far away shot, a crystal clear shot of the city. And here's where it looks different than from the original leaked version, because the original leaked version, it looked more like a 9/11 type after effect, where there was large clouds of dust everywhere, reminiscent after they were blowing in the wind to again the 9/11 skyscrapers. Here though, it looks like it's been changed. Now it looks like there's much more fire present, no more plumes that I can see of large dust anymore. I don't know if this was a decision after the fact to make sure that there's no metaphorical image to 9/11 anymore, but in this case it is, from what I remember, and for those of us that have seen it, it is different than from before. So again, this could be a change that was done on an artistic level to ensure that there's nothing tied to 9/11. So go ahead and hit play now, and you'll see that the soldiers are clearly falling. Very, very cool shot, angular shot of the soldiers falling. And then here at 105, 106 is the mother shot. Stop it like around 109 or so. You got to be pretty precise, but you'll see that there's a point of view shot of one of the soldiers, presumably it's Aaron Taylor Johnson's, as he's falling, and it's a point of view shot from behind the goggles themselves, and you see this huge like mist, this cloud of destruction, everything surrounding it, and he's looking at areas as far as the buildings, when all of a sudden he notices that one of the buildings is not a building, and it's Godzilla himself. And one notices too, again, if you've had it paused at 109, that one of the poor soldiers, it looks like it's about to fall on Godzilla himself. I don't know if that's intentional or if that's accidental, but whoever that is, I guess we'll get to see what happens to that poor soldier after they fall on Godzilla. But again, what was very cool about that shot was within all the rubble, Godzilla, shrouded in that mist, looks like rubble himself. But then when the soldier realizes that this rubble is moving, that it's not a rubble, that it's a giant monster, that's what makes it reveal so cool on there. So go ahead and hit play again, and you'll see that the soldiers continue to fall, and it then cuts to black. Then some very, very quick shots, somebody running who is presumably going to be David Cranston's character, some soldiers that look to be on a train, or going away from some train, the main soldier himself. Then you'll see at 122, 123 that it's the shot that I was talking about previously on the teaser, where, and I have it paused again, my apologies, on 122, where it looks like one of the subways that the main character Aaron Taylor Johnson is in is being ripped apart. Fortunately now, when it's crystal clear, you can see that there's nothing shown as what's ripping it apart, but you can see that something is, with enough impact, ripping apart the subway like if it were a paper box of some sort. So a very, very cool shot on there, very impactful. And when you hit play again, you'll see some quick shots, like for example Elizabeth Olsen's character. Okay, stop it at about 129. Then you'll see that the guy that was in the hazmat suit with the bright light shining on him on the original leaked trailer, because everything looks so obscure, I thought it was Bryan Cranston's character, but now it's Watanabe's character on there. So he plays, it looks like, one of the scientists on there. And if you go now on 130 and pause it there, you'll see that there's the huge explosion, the airport shot that was within the Comic-Con, this year's Comic-Con, that is presumably, for the people that saw it, one of the Mutos destroying the airplanes, and it stops just at the point where Godzilla's foot would presumably stomp down to prevent the explosions from going further. I love that shot because it looks massive. I mean, you can see the airplanes exploding simultaneously in a combo of some sort, and it's just at that cusp, at that point where it's going to be stopped by Godzilla himself. And unfortunately, and I looked everywhere within that shot, I do not see any of the Mutos, nor do I see any shred of Godzilla in that shot. So those, at least the Mutos, still seem to be some kind of mystery in terms of how they look, and very, very good job to all the designers for keeping the Mutos a huge leak, other than of course what was revealed in the Comic-Con. Other than that, it has not been released to the world yet, so that's soon to come with some of the other teasers or trailers that are out there. Quick note, I'm going to go ahead and continue this in another video because I'm still at a 15-minute timeline. So this is part 1 essentially of the trailer review, so I'll have part 2. If you click on there and continue, it'll be at 1 minute and 30 seconds of the official trailer. That's where you should start part 2 for me if you wanted to go side by side with me. So thanks again, everybody.